Hello and welcome today to our Healthy Home Seminar video. Today you're going to be discovering a unique approach to healthy living. My name is Jody Olette, and I have been working in the environmental health and healthy homes field for over a decade now. And what I really want to do today, the objective of this presentation is really to educate you about healthy homes, to really educate you about, the things that our families, the things that we are coming into contact with on a daily basis and how it may be affecting our health. Now, if you're here watching this video today, what this tells me is that you are serious. You have a strong desire to make some positive changes in your lifestyle, to make some positive changes to affect in a good way, not only your own health, but the health of your family. It is about education. It is about understanding, gaining knowledge, and then applying what we learn. And so we're going to be covering a lot of information today in this educational video. And so I want to go ahead and get started. So what are you going to be learning today? Number one, how everyday living can create toxic environments. And again, we're talking about just the things that we come into contact with on a daily basis and how it may be affecting our overall health. Second, I'm going to be talking about what a unique approach to total health actually is, okay? And how to transform your home into a healthy environment for your family. And I will share with you that what you are going to be learning today really should provoke you to change your thinking, to provoke you to change how you approach your health. Because oftentimes when we think about health, most people think about, eating right, making sure that they have a well-balanced diet and getting plenty of exercise. And I'm here to tell you that your overall health it goes far beyond just those basic things. And that is what I want to be really educating you about today. And so first of all, let's talk about the epidemic of toxic homes. I did an article series on toxic homes because this is an area that I feel so strongly about, because I really feel that there is just lack of education out there today and not enough people thinking about their environments, okay? And so oftentimes when we think about toxic homes, we think about, those catastrophic problems that we hear about in the media with, black mold issues. We hear about a home being condemned because of, this particular Chinese drywall or certain building materials that were toxic or contaminated. We kind of have this vision of, a house with yellow tape all around it, being deemed condemned and unlivable. Well, I am here to tell you that what you do on a daily basis may be contributing to poor health for your family. And this is what you really need to be learning about, okay? And so let's go ahead and get started, because there's several aspects when we talk about toxic homes. First of all, let's talk about common household toxins. Now, I want to take a moment here to address the first thing on the list, which is cleaning chemicals. We live, in a time where we've almost become kind of cleaning crazed, if you will. If you look at the marketing out there today, you look at the products, you see antibacterial this, antibacterial that. How many ads do you see on a day that says, kills 99.9% of bacterias and germs and viruses? We've got cleaning wipes and cleaning sprays and you name it. Well, oftentimes we're not thinking about the fact that the chemicals that we're using within our home are leaving residues all over our surfaces. Now, I want you to take into consideration if you have children in your home, and even if you don't have children in your home, think about yourself. Every time you clean the surfaces in your home, it leaves behind a chemical residue. Every time you touch that surface, every time your little one touches that surface, think about how many times kids, have that hand to mouth action, right? Every time they touch a surface and then they put their hands to their mouth, they touch their toys, they touch something that's either on their skin or going to their mouth, they're actually absorbing chemical residues. Think about how many times you've wiped down your little one's toys or their height chair or even their crib, and then you lay them down to sleep and they touch that, they put their hand in their mouth. That's all chemical residues. And so, I encourage you, as part of the Toxic Home series, articles that I wrote about. One was actually about our cleaning craze, and it goes into a little bit more detail. The second thing, laundry detergents, poor air quality, your grocery list, and we're going to be talking about that in more detail today. Your pets, molds, mildew, common building materials, and the fact that we are building energy efficient homes. I want you to think about this, because this image on this page is really a reflection of what we have in our homes today that are really contributing to an unhealthy indoor environment, okay? When we look at building materials, everything, unless you are using completely green materials, everything that goes into your home has been chemically treated, from pressed woods to your flooring materials to your carpets and upholstery, and many of those have formaldehydes in them. Most of the chemicals that are used, all of our building materials have this effect called off-gassing. They're off-gassing literally toxins into your breathing space on a daily basis. Our homes contain molds, bacteria, pollens, tobacco, and smoke contains 3,000 chemicals in itself. Mildews, damp basements are producing a problem. The chemicals we use, pesticides and fumes from chemicals, the cooking process, is off-gassing into our air. Dust mites, pets, whether we're talking about their hair, their dander, or the bacteria and things that they're actually carrying inside with them from being outside and doing their business, okay? And that is just to name a few. That's not even covering a complete list. All of this is brewing a toxic environment. Why? Let's talk about energy efficiency. Our homes today are built energy efficient. Why? Because of the cost of heating and cooling, right? So what do? We basically seal up our homes to make them airtight, because we don't want the heat to escape in the winter, right? We need to save money. We don't want our air conditioning and our cool air to escape in the summertime. And so essentially what we're doing is we're locking ourselves into this little box in our home, which is sealed up, airtight, and we are now breathing all of these chemicals that are within our breathing space, within our airspace. It's just brewing a poor air quality, okay? And so that's what I want to really bring to light to you today is, when we think about air pollution, we're not talking about, just somebody else's home. This really has to hit home for you. Now let's talk about the facts here regarding the air we breathe. A lot of times people, when you think about air pollution, you're thinking about those smokestacks, right? You're thinking about manufacturing companies. You're thinking about industry. You're thinking about all of the smoke and the pollutants that are billowing out of these smokestacks. Most times people are not thinking about their cozy home. They're not thinking about their home because that is what most people consider to be their safe zone, right? Well, let's talk about those facts. The average person spends 90% of their time indoors, with about 65% of that time being at home. Our indoor air is 3 to 5 times more polluted than the outside air. Now, 3 to 5 times more polluted, that is the average. Some homes are upwards of over 10 times more polluted than the outside air. Those are the facts, okay? And that is literally according to the EPA. All right, let's talk about the second problem that I want to address today. Our water and our grocery lists. You may have been questioning this one. How in the world do our grocery lists contribute to a toxic environment? Well, here's the reality. Most people are consuming a diet of highly acidic foods They're drinking highly acidic beverages and buying highly acidic bottled water. Okay. And so, when we think about our modern diets, it's all about convenience foods, right? And so a lot of families are eating very highly processed foods, a lot of red meats, burgers, fast food. I mean, look at the image of the teenager sitting there, sipping on a bottle of soda or pop, depending on the part of country that you live in, and there's that pizza box, right? And then you look at the other image of pills in the left-hand corner there. Here's the reality. Our nation, our population is taking more prescription drugs than ever before. Okay, and we have to look at, in my opinion, what are the commonalities among all people? It's really our diets, right? It's our environments. It's what we live in. It's what we ingest and consume on a daily basis. Now, let me tell you about some astounding statistics that literally had me just researching information. And here's why, okay? Number one, I'm a mom. I have 2 small children at the time of this recording. My children are 8 and 2 years old. And I remember seeing this statistic come out, and it said, of all children born after the year 2000, 1/3 will be diagnosed with diabetes at one point in their life. 1/3 of all children born after the year 2000. That is an inexcusable, absolutely ridiculous statistic. And why is that? Okay, here's another statistic that I read, that children today are drinking more soda or pop than any other beverage. So they're consuming highly acidic soda, pop, right? They're consuming a ton of sugar, more than water, more than juice, more than milk. I mean, we've got to get serious, and we've got to make some serious changes, or we will become one of those statistics. And that really got me concerned, because I had to take a look at the fact that, I have 2 children, obviously born after the year 2000. Do I want them to be a part of that statistic? Do I want them to be diagnosed with diabetes? We also have to face the fact that obesity is an incredibly huge problem in our country. Do I want my children to be obese? Do I want them to be just disease-ridden and living unhealthy lives? Absolutely not. And that's why I take this seriously. I don't know if you can hear the passion in my voice, but I just want to convey this message to you that we need to wake up and we need to become educated. We need to get serious about what we are consuming, what is on our grocery list. Here's the other fact. Oftentimes, I know how difficult it can be, okay? You go grocery shopping, you take your kids with you, and what do you do when they're begging you to, come on, please put that bottle of soda, put that bottle of pop in the shopping cart. Mom, Dad, can't we just have, one box of cookies, that one snack, that one cake, that one whatever it may be? And a lot of times we're not even thinking about it. We go, well, you know what? A little bit doesn't hurt, right? What is one snack going to do to our children? Well, here's the fact. We're not thinking about the fact that, on top of the acidic dinner that we're feeding our family, we're not thinking about the compounding effect of the choices that we're making on a daily basis, okay? And so I'm going to be talking about the solutions here in just a moment. But if you don't believe me about the acidic diet and the fact that people are consuming highly acidic diets, have your pH tested, okay? Test your own pH level. You can go to a natural, or a health food store. You can buy these pH test strips. You can test your saliva. You can test your urine and figure out where you are on the pH scale, okay? And let's talk about that. Water problems. Most people are aware that tap water, especially from treated water systems, is not healthy for us, okay? If you're drinking city water, any type of treated water systems, they're chemically treated, most oftentimes chlorinated, right? So most people are aware of this. And so what is their solution? Due to marketing trends, the solution for many, many families today is buying bottled water. Well, let me tell you, that is a big mistake, okay? Most bottled water tests at below 7.0 on the pH scale. Why is that a problem? Well, let me share with you, okay? Everything that I'm talking about, with the highly acidic diet, the human body needs to maintain a pH level of around 7.365 for optimal health. We are designed by nature to live in a more alkaline state. So let's look at the pH scale. 7.0 is neutral. Anything above 7.0 is alkaline. Anything below 7.0 is acidic. So 7.365 is alkaline, right? Okay. So when you are looking at the beverages that you're consuming, if you're drinking a lot of pop and soda, if you're drinking a lot of juices, a lot of sports drinks, a lot of these sports drinks are marketed as healthy alternatives. Well, I'm here to tell you that they are actually very acidic. Here's why I know, because I tested them. In fact, I'm going to direct you to my website. You can access the Toxic Home series. There's one titled, what is this on your grocery list? And in the video that I did, I actually show you the tests that I run, and I did a series of tests on some popular bottled waters, some sodas, and some sports drinks, and they all tested at acidic levels, okay? And so if you continually are consuming highly acidic foods and beverages, it is going to be very difficult for your body to maintain an alkaline state. Now let's talk about some more problems with bottled water. Not only are we dealing with the fact that they're very acidic, right? But we have the problem of plastic bottles. Do we really know that, what the effect of plastic bottles have on that water? Do we know, how many chemicals may be interacting with the water, or chemicals seeping into the water over time? We don't really know. I know there are studies out there, that suggest that there's certainly some chemical seeping going into that water. But we also have to just think about the simple environmental factor with plastic bottles. Not everybody is recycling, and so we have plastic bottles literally filling up our landfills. Number 3, it is very expensive. Most people don't realize when they're out there buying cases of bottled water that it's actually costing you an average of over $5 per gallon, depending on the water that you're using. You're paying more for water than you do for gasoline to run your vehicle. Number 4, it's not always purified, and the contents are a guessing game, okay? I'm here to tell you that there are many, many studies done out there on bottled water, and a lot of these studies are showing that it's not always purified water. Some of it is straight tap water, okay? If it doesn't say purified, and if it doesn't tell you how it was purified, chances are it's straight tap water. Also, through studies and research, many, many bottled waters have been proven to be contaminated. There's a long list of contaminants in bottled water today. There's hormones and antibiotics and all sorts of chemical agents. And not to mention, if you have bottled waters that are boasting that they're alkaline, that they are, above 7.0 on the pH scale, usually there are additives to that water that's causing an increase in the pH level, okay? And so what I'm telling you is it's not always a natural process. And so you don't always know what you are getting when you are purchasing bottled water. Now, let me tell you about the pH, okay? This is why bottled water is a lot of times acidic, because when you take water straight from your tap, it is neutral. It is 7.0. Over time, that pH drops. It can be through vibration, through sunlight, through the shipping process. So by the time you receive it, or it could be the chemicals from the plastics too. I mean, we don't know all the details, but by the time you receive it, it can be lower than 6.0. Now, in that video that I did, you'll see that many of them are testing at far below 6.0. They were in the ranges of 4 and 5s on that pH scale, which is very, very acidic. And so, I hope that you're getting the point that, this is being an alternative is not your best alternative. And we're going to go into solutions a little bit later. Next, let's talk about toxic homes and laundry. Now, you may be wondering, why is laundry contributing to toxic homes? Well, I'm here to tell you that, first of all, laundry is inevitable, right? As long as we wear clothes, we need to clean them. Well, let's think about this fact. Your skin is the largest organ on your body, okay? Let's also talk about this fact. 100% of the detergent does not get rinsed out in that rinse cycle. There is residue left in your clothing. Let's just be logical and use common sense here for a moment. If you can smell it in your clothes, that means you can absorb it through your skin. I know some people absolutely love that smell of detergent, that sunshine smell, that fresh, clean rain smell, whatever, floral smells, whatever it is. People might love it, but you're not even thinking about the fact that every time you put your shirt on, your skin is coming into contact with that detergent. Whatever comes into contact with your skin is being absorbed. Now, here's the reality. There are no studies out there. There are no studies proving the long-term health risks with long-term detergent exposure. I'm also here to tell you that detergent allergies are on the rise. I have my very own brother, family member, who lived for a very long time with red, itchy skin every day, every time he put his clothes on because of detergents. Now, people are looking for all sorts of alternatives today, and so I am going to be sharing with you solutions for this problem here in just a moment. But I just wanted to, again, provoke you to change your thinking. Yes, we have to do laundry, but we don't have to do it the old-fashioned way if we want to be proactive with our health. Okay, so what is a unique approach to total health? Well, the philosophy that I have adopted and what I teach and train is really a phrase that has been shared by a company called Valera. We've always heard, we probably grew up, hearing this statement, we are what we eat. Well, I want to help you to transform your thinking and really change that, because that is not necessarily true. We are what we absorb, okay? We are what we absorb, and you're going to learn more about what I mean here in just a moment. But here's the unique approach that I really have incorporated into my lifestyle, and this is really what I share with people. A unique approach to health considers all aspects of what we absorb into our bodies through the air we breathe, the water we drink, our environment, of course, air, water, what we're absorbing into our skin, and number 3 being nutrition. So let's talk about that healthy home transformation. What can we do? Okay, now that you know a little bit more about what you're doing on a daily basis, how that's contributing to really negative health effects, let's talk about the transformation and how we can change that. Number 1, improving air quality. Replace your chemical cleaners. You can be searching for non-toxic cleaners, organic cleaners, or you can make your own homemade cleaners using natural ingredients. Rid your home of carpeting. Carpeting can be a huge culprit. Anytime you hear of families, maybe that have children with severe allergies, one of the first recommendations from their doctors is to remove their carpeting, to use, laminate type flooring or hardwood flooring. Number 3, invest in a new air exchange ventilation system. Make sure that your energy efficient home is getting good fresh air on a daily basis. This one may sound strange. Don't park your car in your attached garage. Every time you get into that car in your attached garage, you turn it on, you're really just expelling exhaust fumes into the environment, and that can be going into your home and, of course, into your breathing space. The next one, replace building materials with a new green selection. Fortunately for us today, there are certainly a huge variety of new green building materials that we can use in the building process of our homes to make sure that our building materials are not off-gassing toxic chemicals into our breathing space. And always, no matter what, make sure that you have a good quality air purifier in your home. If you can't afford a complete overhaul, I understand that, most families will probably not be in the position to do an overhaul, and even if you can, I really want to share with you what my solution actually is. Okay, so here is my solution. It is called Fresh Air Surround, okay? Because according to the EPA, again, our indoor air can be up to over 5 times more polluted than outdoor air. This is something that we actually use within our home. Fresh Air Surround is a good quality air purifier. It purifies the air up to 3,000 square feet, which means that it's reaching beyond a single room. How does it do this? It is a filterless technology, okay? It's what is considered an active technology, which means that the air does not have to pass through the machine to be filtered, to be purified. This actually kind of goes out to the source. It travels on air circulation, and it's actually rids the air of pathogens, allergies, pollutants, and odors. And it's got a great feature on it, which is called a sanitize feature, which actually destroys germs, viruses, and bacteria on surfaces. This is really why this has been a viable solution for my family, because I looked at the fact that, you know, we can have an air filter, right, that filters the air, but we would need to have one in every room of our house, and we would need to have one that would guarantee that all of the air would circulate or pass through that unit, which is actually highly unlikely. Here's the second thing, because I looked at the fact that cleaning, you know, chemicals leave residues on surfaces. I wanted something that would allow us to actually sanitize, to get rid of, you know, the bacteria, the germs, the viruses, and things on surfaces without having to use chemicals. And so what this does is Fresh Air Surround actually uses natural processes. The easiest way to think about this is that it replicates what nature does outdoors through many different processes like thunderstorm effect, sunshine. You know, there's different things in nature that actually purifies the outdoors, right? And so we're basically replicating those processes and electronically reproducing this indoors. Now, here's the other thing, okay? Our technology has been scientifically proven by 2 leading universities. And so you'll see these graphs of what they did in terms of studies on staph infection, including MRSA, E. coli, streptococcus, fungus, mold, listeria, okay? There's several more. This just names a few. But this is the reduction of those viruses and germs and, you know, and bacterias on surfaces in just a short period of time. These were the 24-hour test results, okay? And so this is the solution that I actually use in my home. We have been running this type of technology before our children were even born. And this is really, for me, peace of mind in my home, because I know that our home is purified. We've got fresh, clean, pure air 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Oh, check this out. We have, these are Petri dishes here. You'll see on the left, and there's a before and an after. This is just an average home, okay? You could do this yourself. You could use a Petri dish test. You could test to see how many bacteria were present or molds are present in your home. And then this is after actually running the fresh air in that same environment for at least 24 hours. Significant reduction in the average home as far as germs and bacteria and viruses go. Okay, so let's talk about removing laundry as a toxic source. Here are some viable options. I went out there, did some research, okay? You can make your own laundry soap with natural materials such as vinegar and washing soda if you have the time, okay? If you have the time where you want to make your own laundry soap, you can go out there, do some research, and look at homemade laundry alternatives. And you'll find that many of them work just as well, if not better, than your detergents, okay? There's also alternative solutions on the market such as laundry magnets or laundry disc type products. Now, I don't know the long-term effects of this in terms of how well they use, how long they last. I'm not aware of that. I was just really researching alternative means, other than using detergents and soap. And lastly, there's no soap at all. Some people do not do anything. They just use plain water and cycle through. I've tested this also, and I've found that it is not as effective, okay? It doesn't scrub as well, but it is a viable solution, okay? I felt that the clothes did not come out as clean. But over time, it might take a few washes, it will get the stuff out, okay? And some people do use that. Or you can take a look at the solution that I actually use, which is called Laundry Pure. Okay? Now, with Laundry Pure, this is a technology that attaches to an existing washing machine, okay? It eliminates the need for detergent and fabric softeners, okay? So you don't need to have any type of detergent. It saves energy because you do not even use hot water. In fact, with our unit, we don't even have the hot water, turned on, plugged in, and the whole valve is completely shut off. It runs on cold water only, which, by the way, I don't know if you're even aware of this, but the majority, over 80% of the energy consumed in doing laundry is actually used up in the heating of the water, and so it does save a lot in terms of the energy. Saves money. Depending on the family, it can pay for itself in as little as 1 year. Obviously, the more laundry that you do, the quicker the savings, okay? Because you're not having to purchase any detergents or fabric softeners with this type of technology. It also, clothes become softer, they last longer while colors become brighter. Why is that? Okay, let me share with you. When you use detergents, number one, because of the detergent residues that are left in your clothing, the colors naturally fade a lot faster because you have residue buildup within those clothes. Also, because of detergents in the process, they actually are scrubbing the fibers of your clothes, which is added wear and tear, which means that you have to replace your clothes more often. Because this technology does not use any type of soap to scrub, of course, you save money in terms of replacement costs. No need to sort colors because bleeding is often caused by hot water and detergents, and so you don't actually need to be sorting, the different fabrics and different colors and such. Okay, now it easily hooks up to your washing machine in just a few minutes. It is very, very basic to install this type of technology. Basically, what this technology is doing is there are no chemicals going back into the environment through our water supply, okay? Because what Laundry Pure is doing is it's using, again, just like our air technology, it uses natural processes. It uses bubbling peroxides, oxygen, to actually lift the dirt out of your clothes rather than scrubbing the fibers. And so again, what we're doing is we're really recreating nature with this type of technology. And so it's a great viable solution, not only for your pocketbook, it's a great solution for the environment, and it's a wonderful, wonderful solution for anybody that has detergent allergy. The environmental impact is huge because there's no plastic bottles filling up our landfills. There are millions, if we think about the number of families, just in our country alone, not even worldwide, there are millions of detergent containers that are ending up in our landfills every year because of the laundry process. And so this is why I absolutely love this, because it really helps with the environmental impact, and it's a better solution naturally for the health of our families. We're not absorbing any unhealthy toxins, detergents, and soaps into our skin. Okay, so let's talk about diet and water solutions. Okay, so let's talk about the solutions to the acidic diet, which is really creating a huge problem within our bodies. I don't know if I mentioned it, if I didn't mention it. If I did, I'm mentioning it again. The reason why we need to pay close attention to the pH level in our body is because acid environments or acidic environments are really the perfect environment for disease to thrive in, okay? There are many studies out there. You can go out there and do research on diabetes and the alkaline diet, and you'll find that there are great results concerning diabetics and alkaline. Alkaline states are awesome for cancer prevention. There's a lot of studies that have been done there. It's just you really want to make sure that you're maintaining a more alkaline environment in your body. And so you can make some diet changes. Eat more salad greens, vegetables like broccoli, asparagus, spinach, cucumbers, eating more fruits like bananas, avocados, berries, eating more nuts like almonds. Now, not all fruits and vegetables or nuts are alkaline, and so you really need to do your research to find out which are acid forming, acid producing, and which are alkaline. Absolutely eliminate from your diet sodas, sports drinks and many of the citrus juices on the market. A lot of your juices not only, are acid, but they also contain a lot of sugar, which is unhealthy. Eliminate most meats, especially red meats. Beef is a huge acidic culprit, or at least try to seriously cut down on how much you are eating each week and how much you are feeding your family. And concerning water, bottle your own water. Get a good quality water filtration system. Install it in your home. Don't be relying on bottled water. Not only will you save yourself money, but you actually know what is in the water that you're drinking. And what I recommend is, for more information on alkaline foods, you can go ahead and do just Google alkaline acid foods, and you'll be able to come up with several lists that are more expansive that will show you what are alkaline, what are acid foods. Now let's talk about my solution, because the solutions that I'm really presenting here are based on ease of use. They are based on convenience, because let's face it, we're living in a convenience-driven world. Most families are busy. I know we are busy. I work at home, and my schedule seems to be so overburdened, if you will. But here's the thing, okay? People are looking for convenience. Myself, when we looked at that laundry solution, I just don't want to add another task to my to-do list. I don't want to make my own laundry soap. It's just plain and simple. I want convenience and I want ease. I want something that I can just flip the switch and I know it's going to work. Same thing with water, okay? And so because I had to take a look at the fact that in my location, number one, we don't have access. I live in the northern part of our country. We don't have access to fresh fruits and vegetables on a consistent basis. I don't care where you live. If you look at the produce, even in the supermarket, you're getting it. It's picked before it's actually ripe, right? And so it's not as nutrient rich as it is as if you pick it off the vine, okay? So we just simply do not have access to highly nutritious foods. And so even though we are, in our home, we prepare as much healthy food as possible, we eat as much organic food as possible, reality is we are still going to be ingesting, we're still going to be eating, some of those acidic foods, especially when you travel and you're eating out. If you're eating at restaurants, it can be difficult to always make sure that you're choosing, alkaline selections. And so what I have done is I have installed at my home Living Water Essentials, a living water technology. Now, here's another fact when it comes to water. Like I mentioned before, kids today are consuming more soda, more pop than anything else, which is also contributing to dehydration. Cornell Medical Center estimates 75% of Americans have symptoms of chronic dehydration. Let's just think about this in the most basic of terms. By the time you are thirsty, by the time you have that urge to drink, you're already dehydrated. Most people are living in a dehydrated state, and they don't even know it, okay? And so let's talk about my solution. Hydration. Living water, what this provides is 3 to 5 times as effective as regular water with bioavailable electrolytes, okay? This is a technology that's also known as a alkaline ionizer, okay? Alkaline water, ionized alkaline water technology, however you want to call it, okay? You may have also heard of the term pH water, okay? These are the benefits to the water system that I have actually installed in our home, okay? So we have better hydration, 3 to 5 times as effective as regular water. Detoxification, flushes acidic waste products from the body, gently cleanses at a deep cellular level because of the technology. This actually has detoxifying effects and better hydration because of the structure of the water, the fact that it's ionized, the fact that you can actually set your pH levels on this to be as alkaline or as acidic as you want, okay? Better absorption. It's also known as restructured water, so it allows nutrients to be absorbed more efficiently. It's actually allowing the water to be absorbed more efficiently into your system than regular tap water. Antioxidant, this is an electron-charged water, helps control free radical activity. Free radicals are known to be disease-causing within the body, okay? Living water provides filtered, structured, alkaline water in every glass, eliminating the need for bottled water. Now, our kids drink filtered, purified water from this same machine at a 7.0 level, okay? Kids' bodies by nature are able to maintain a better pH level. It's usually after when it changes typically for a person is, after their teen years, they get into their 20s because of the diets that we consume. We have a harder time maintaining that pH level. And so my kids drink 7.0 from this same machine, and I actually drink a high 9.5 to combat the acid levels within my body, from the foods that we may be consuming. And so this has been an awesome solution for our family, because we want to make sure that we are always introducing more alkalinity into our bodies. We want to make sure that we are detoxifying and we've got good antioxidants on a regular basis, and it seriously helps with our hydration. Not to mention, I have a lot more energy since I've been drinking this water, and because of the alkalinity features, my weight is actually sitting at about 5 pounds below my normal comfort weight for my body. And so you can do the research yourself, on having an alkaline diet, weight loss. You can research it regarding diabetes, different diseases. There's a lot of great information out there. Now, lastly, let's talk about nutrition. First of all, I want to talk about supplementation with our nutrition. Why do we need to supplement? First of all, the modern diet simply does not provide for much in terms of nutrient-rich foods. I just mentioned that. Even if you eat a well-balanced diet, if we look at the soils, the pesticides, the refining process, and shipping time, all lower the nutrient content in our foods. Most of us cook our foods before eating, which also lowers the nutritional value. Vitamin and mineral deficiencies make us more prone to infections, illnesses, disease, and obesity. Maintaining a healthy weight begins with good food choices, good supplementation, and of course, the inevitable exercise, okay? Remember when I was talking about we are what we absorb? Let me tell you that I actually chose a very specific line of products and a very specific line of nutraceuticals, to supplement with because of the absorption rate. And all of the products that I'm actually introducing you to today are developed and produced by a company called Vallara. Okay, they coined that phrase, we are what we absorb, not what we eat. Just because we're eating something doesn't mean we're absorbing it. Just because we are taking a vitamin does not mean that we are absorbing what we actually need from that vitamin. And so I've chosen this source, number one, because I've done the research, okay? I've researched, I know it's out there. I know that I have not found anything that matches in quality because of the delivery system. It's actually a patented delivery process which ensures and guarantees maximum absorption of all vitamins and minerals. And because I have an 80% higher absorption rate of the vitamins and minerals and nutrients from the food I eat when I take these supplements with my meals. Now, I want to share a little bit about myself and my story. Why did I actually choose Vallara? Okay, I chose this company because it's all about the results. It's about how I feel. It's all about how it's changed my life. I will tell you that in my 20s, after years of suffering with pain and chronic fatigue and just not knowing what my problem was, I had many other symptoms. I was actually diagnosed with a condition called fibromyalgia. Well, what ended up happening was I first got involved with the environmental technology field, and I really started a business from home because I loved the air and water technologies. I fell in love with air purification. I fell in love with, the technology itself, how well it worked, all of the studies, the facts, what it could actually do. Well, I was then introduced, after starting with this company, I was then introduced to their nutraceutical line. And, you know, I looked at it because number one, okay, I started just to share my story. I started with an all natural vitamin based energy drink. And the reason I did that was because I wasn't taking any vitamins. I've never taken any pills or medication. I can't say never, but I'm not big on taking medication, and I would not take anything for my fibromyalgia pain or my sleep problems. And so because I wasn't sleeping at night, obviously I didn't have as much energy. And so, you know, I was introduced to this product and I went, you know what, I'm going to try that energy drink because obviously I needed the energy. I wasn't sleeping. And so I had gotten such great results with that energy drink. My body actually went through a detoxification process. I started sleeping better. I started feeling better. My pain started to go away. I went, oh my gosh, there is something to this. And so I started to incorporate more nutraceuticals into my daily routine. And before I knew it, all of my fibromyalgia symptoms were gone. Now, I did not start out looking at nutraceuticals thinking that I could naturally cure my condition. That was a byproduct. That was a bonus of trying the products that I did. And so that made me an absolute believer in what happens when you create balance in your body, when you get the right nutrients, when you get the right vitamins, when you get, you know, when you really create a different environment for yourself. It's not only, again, you know, it's not only the food choices and the nutrition and the supplements that we choose, but it's all aspects of our health. And so when I made these changes, when I literally transformed how I lived, I transformed my lifestyle, I transformed what we were coming into contact with, I was able to naturally cure my condition. And that's why I absolutely fell in love. I became a believer, and I have not looked back ever since. Now, what can you do? Here's your action steps. Now that you know, what should you do? What can you do about this? Number one, make a list of changes that you personally need to make, okay? What are some areas in your life that you can adjust to transform the health of not only yourself, but that of your family? And then, number two, take it one step at a time by prioritizing your most critical areas to change first. In other words, you know, if you have a lot of allergies, if there's breathing problems in your home, then obviously you really need to start with air purification. You need to make some of those changes in your home to make sure that you start removing some of the things that can really be creating a problem, that can be causing some of the symptoms, okay? And then look at, you know, water, look at diet. What are some of those critical areas? And some of these changes are very simple, like cutting out soda and pop. You know, if you drink this on a daily basis, is it going to be tough at first? But you know what? You know what I noticed? When we stopped buying it, when we stopped providing it in our house, we didn't miss it. And then when, of course, I started drinking alkaline and, you know, the ionized water technology, I don't miss anything. In fact, the majority of my liquid intake is that water. And so just make that list, start prioritizing, look at your critical areas, and start making those changes. Don't set unrealistic expectations for yourself. You're not going to do this overnight, okay? But if you just start to make some changes daily and start focusing on this daily and really taking action, over time, you can transform your environment and you can transform your health. You can transform the health of your family. Because why is this important? You don't want to become a statistic, right? Why give your body, why create a perfect environment for disease and for problems and for health challenges, okay? You know, do your part, take action, because not only are you worth it, but your family is worth it and your children is worth it. Here's a resource for you. BecomingChangeAgents.com. That is my site, okay? I encourage you to access my Toxic Home series and my Healthy Living Transformation pages, okay? It'll go into a little bit more information for you. If you have questions, if you want more information, if you'd like to sit down and just, you know, pick my brain and talk to me, feel free to email me, feel free to give me a call. My number, my email is right there on the screen for you. If you simply cannot wait and you saw products in this presentation that you absolutely feel you need and you want them now, you can go to my site to order, flourishwithjody.com. That's flourishwithjody.com. I encourage you, if you want to make an entire healthy home transformation, if you want all of these technologies, the air, the water, the laundry, and some nutraceuticals in your home, we are running a special right now. Don't order until you talk to me first, because I can show you exactly how you can save a ton of money with a specific special program through our company that's going on right now. If you want the whole healthy home package, we have it available at a fraction of the cost. In fact, you can get it for the same price as the living water technology at retail price, okay? You will save a tremendous amount of money. And so congratulations. I thank you for taking the time to watch this presentation. I hope that this has been helpful to you. I hope that you feel you have more knowledge. I hope that you feel that you're more educated. And most of all, I hope that this really has provoked you to think about things differently, and literally, I hope that this has inspired you to transform your health. I wish you the absolute best to your healthy success.